Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the History Cloak channel. I'm Mr. McGee. Now, it's been a hot minute, but I am back, and today's episode was to focus on the executive branch and executive branch powers in the Constitution, but I'm going to change it up because over the last 2 weeks, there has been a slight, almost unheard of debate over a tiny little thing called tariffs. So today we're going to look at tariffs. What are tariffs? How do they work? And what is the debate going on in the United States over tariffs? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's begin. Now, a tariff is a tax on imports. You can always remember that it's a tax because both tax and tariff start with the letter T. It's important if we're going to talk about tariffs to understand why would a country put tariffs on another country. Now, the standard reason would be this. If the country of Argentina wants to import beef into the United States, I, as the government, might think, hey, I want people to buy from American companies. So in other words, I want the citizens in my own country to buy American products. So I will put a tariff on Argentine beef to make Argentine beef more expensive. That would be the standard reason to use tariffs. Now, the argument against tariffs would be, hey, if you put a tax on Argentine beef, or actually I believe it's Argentine beef, if I put a tax on Argentine beef, well then the country of Argentina will respond by putting a tariff on all American goods being imported into Argentina, and then you end up with a trade war. So in essence, the beef industry would be protected, but there might be other industries that would be hurt as Argentina puts a tariff on American goods. Now what's happening in the US is that President Trump has put global tariffs. I mean, he's put a tariff on basically every country, even that island that just has penguins. He's put tariffs on everything. What essentially would be a global trade war. Now, the debate in the United States is this. What is the end goal of these tariffs? Or what should the end goal be? And there's two sides. Side one is arguing that these tariffs are a good thing because it will bring other countries to the table and will force them to negotiate. And basically the goal would be to negotiate down to a free trade agreement. So that country doesn't put tariffs on us, we don't put tariffs on them, and so we reach some sort of free trade agreement where the barriers for the United States exporting goods into another country, those barriers are lowered, both tariffs and non-tariff policies. By the way, if you're asking yourself, what is a non-tariff policy? A non-tariff policy would be things like quotas. Quotas are where you limit the number of goods a country can import into your country, or where you put onerous regulations on imports. So effectively, a company that wants to ship products into your country, you make it basically impossible and not worth the cost to try to adhere to all these different regulations that you put on them. The other side, and this is what is interesting, the other side is not arguing that tariffs are bad. They're arguing a different goal of tariffs. They are arguing tariffs are a good thing because it will make the US money. And because we have tariffs on imported goods, it will protect manufacturing in the United States, and therefore manufacturing will increase. So one thing that's interesting about this debate is that both sides are arguing that tariffs are good, but it's the outcome that they disagree on. And so that's what you need to pay attention to in these debates. Now, if you want to know what is the right approach to take, you're at the wrong channel. The goal of this channel is to help you understand what's happening. You need to decide for yourself. And of course, the smartest way to do that is to listen to the arguments of both sides. So by the way, always listen to good arguments from both sides. What I mean by that is, don't find the weakest argument from a side and then listen to it. Find the strongest arguments from both sides, listen to it, and then you decide. My goal is to give you the foundation of the debate, so now you have firm footing, and then you can build on it and add to it the complexities that will appear as you dive further into this debate. As per the usual, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them respectfully and politely in the description box below. I'm Mr. McGee. Take care.